Hello and welcome to another video. Today I want to show you a VOD of Zoe against Zed on my master account, because I think that a lot of people have issues with matchups like those where you play against Zed or Yasuo or something like that, and maybe that could be kind of informative, I guess. So okay, we opened the game and nothing special here. So we just open laning phase, right? Just play back and try to get a Q to push the wave, obviously, right? You can use Qs in two ways here, right? Because you're against melee, you can walk up and you can start using your Qs sideways and try to get empowered auto attacks plus Qs plus empowered auto attacks, proc electrocute and so on. Or you can still use them to push your waves. It's up to you, really. It's just different approaches, really. But I kind of combine the two. I go for a bit of the pushing, a bit of this, a bit of that. And okay. So I'm just like playing back and he's trying to get CS and whatever. Okay, I don't know. I guess. Somehow. I end up missing half of my CS, which is unfortunate, but it's whatever happens. But okay, so then I notice that he is way too ambitious based on the runes and champ he's playing. Like, look, this is the most greedy thing I've ever seen. Like, when I press tab. We need to see that. Come on. Come on. Okay. So he goes refillable instead of going 3 pots. And then he has Conquer, Sorcery, and Ignite. So basically what he's saying is, if you fight me in any way, I will hate my life. Okay. Cool. I'll fight you then, right? Okay. Like, I walk up to him. I'm walking up to melee, because if he trades with me, like, there's no way that he's ever gonna win. Because I have basically double Lich Bane proc on my passive. And okay, I mean, you can trade with me, but I have more sustain as well. So good luck. He for some reason decides to go for a minion because he's tunneling on it. And then it's just like, well, you just lost half your HP for nothing. Then more HP for this minion, and it's just like, oh, well, what now? And now he's just like sitting there, he's like, it's okay, a potion up or something, I don't know. Something. Whatever, just keep slowly pushing. Chill. And he is sustaining up a little bit, so it's not like he's 0 HP. But definitely not good trades. Definitely not. Okay, so what do we have now? Keep slow pushing, and then at this point I have all of my spells, and I basically just look, okay, does any minion have the little bubble to drop me an item or something? And that could be a way to kill the Zed. Or maybe I just poke or E or something, you know? Like if this E lands, for example, I can just solo kill, you know? But okay, so he decides to trade with me because his jungler comes, right? But you don't need to be afraid of junglers much as Zoe, especially after you have W, because you have a movement speed steroid that's basically a mini ghost while also doing insane damage. So if the enemy goes into you when they're not full HP, and look, I ignited him once, right? Okay, so he's a bit over half HP, right? But then, so he takes my passive Lich Bane auto attack, then he gets Ignite, and he gets like all of the W procs, and he gets another Ignite, and another passive proc, right? With Electrocute. So he just dies. Nothing to really be done. And obviously enemy top laner is like roaming or something here to catch me, but then they do this. Like, this is what I mean. Zoe's really good at dealing with stuff like this, and if your jungler is not AFK on the map and just like full clearing like my jungler is right now, then you can also fight a lot. But for example here, there's nothing that will really work for them, because no matter what they choose to do, I have like some way to try to play it, right? Because I still have flash. Okay, this is just a free escape for me, and we're chilling. Okay, so we somehow now got a lead in a Zed lane, but we're still not that ahead. Now the question is, what do you want to do, right? Because there are two ways to play now. You can either try to play consistent, try to keep solo killing and whatever, and okay, sure, But even if you have a lead on Zed, like say you have 40 AP more than you usually would, that still doesn't mean that the matchup is going to be easy for you. Because he has a lot more control over the way fights go than you do. That's a little bug. You have a play thing. Whatever, I can't fix that. It's bugged. GG. It's fine. Okay, so just roam to a fight. And as I said, any kind of skirmish fight or whatever early game, if it's at least somewhat fair, you should win a Zoe, because you basically have pretty much the best skirmishing champ in the game early game. So yeah. So now we get back to mid lane, right? And okay, I'll fix this and then I'll actually, I mean, I'll just fix this 1 sec. Okay, so we're getting back to mid lane, and the wave looks like this, and the Zed is just trying to do whatever. We don't have E anymore because we used it. And okay, interesting. So we need to go for this either way for this Q, right? Because if we don't go for the Q, it's just disaster. Because at some point our wave is going to be way too horrible. But even if we lose some HP, that's fine. And if he goes in, we instantly have to heal. But even if he hits everything here, he will never win. Because we have a big wave and we have heal. So this is a big thing on Zoe. You have to just make as good use of every summoner spell as you can. And whenever you have an item, a summoner spell advantage or something, you should let the enemy know. But like right now, I have two options again. I can keep poking the Zed and trying to get some kind of a lead. But the issue is that if I do that, then I'm basically saying that if I have enough of a lead, then I will 1v9. But I mean, that's fine. You can do that. But I would just prefer to move to place. So I just move to a play. We do whatever. I mean, I can show it, I guess. What happened, since I kind of skipped right through it by accident. There, like he goes in, he tries to do it. I used Ignite just to make sure he dies because I wasn't sure if I hit my Q, so okay. And then Zed is probably gonna get like a plate and maybe a wave or something. So we have given up quite a bit of CS. He didn't take a plate last time, but he has been getting a CS lead. So now the main thing to keep in mind is that he might get level 6 before us in a few minions. So we have to be pretty careful with that. He's not 6 yet, so we're chilling for now. But see, he got like 6 right after pretty much. Like he's not 6 yet here, but I think after all of those die, yeah, after all the melees die, or whatever they were, that's when he gets it. But then, yeah, like, just move on. And if you play against these matchups like that, then you have to really know how their champs work. Because, for example, with Zed, you just have to know that he shows up there, because then it can be winnable. Well, otherwise it might not be so winnable. I just keep fighting on sides, and it's pretty fine. And if the Zed plays like... I mean, some people try to play Zed more like poke, so they play Electrocute, and then they play... I don't know, they WEQ you or something. In that case, you just play around the W cooldown and the Q cooldown, and try to punish them anyway. But... and this is an example of even someone playing the completely greedy playstyle. But most people who play this playstyle play it with like red pots rather than refillable, which is interesting, right? But that's like the same concept as usual, where you just keep trying to go to sides, and then you like push out the waves whenever you can. Like, it's fine. And then you just use item advantage, like this is just item. And then that hits, so he just dies. It's actually so unfortunate I didn't get that W to go on him there. Like one of my Ws to go. But yeah, so this was a pretty simple matchup on Zoe against Zed. But yeah, the main things to really take away from any kind of matchup like Zoe Zed, it doesn't really matter if it's Zoe Zed though. It can also be like any other mid lane mage against Zed. It's basically just this. Like, this is the main thing against Zed. Like, okay, so he has Q, let's play back, right? Or at least play behind a minion, right? Okay. Just try to poke when he walks up for minion. Cool. And then just keep trying to poke, right? And at some point it just becomes doomed. I don't know. But if this guy plays like this in Master, I don't know. I mean, I played against a Gold Zed today also, but that one was even worse, so that's why I chose this replay. So yeah, I don't know. Either way, this is kind of wanted to showcase a general plan when playing against these champs, and that should be fine for today. So yeah, see you next time.